everyone, and welcome back to yet another YouTube video here at AGRI's Empowerment Hub. It is Nsabata once again, and today we are focusing on business studies for grade 12. So the lessons that I do now, remember guys, I do them according to the ATP and what it is that you guys are getting taught in schools. So now what I do is that I just try to explain it to you guys in a much simpler manner so that you are able to retain it properly. So for today's lesson, we are going to be looking at human rights, inclusivity, and environmental issues. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the definitions of all these words, right? So the first thing we're going to look at is human rights. So human rights are the rights of all human beings, irrespective of their gender, race, nationality, or any other status. These rights are then protected by the Bill of Rights, which is contained in Chapter 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Now, this is something that you guys need to familiarize yourselves with. So, first of all, human rights are the rights of all human beings, right? So, regardless of whether you are male or female, you are black, white, colored, you are South African, you are Zimbabwean, everybody has human rights. Now, for South Africa specifically, these rights are protected by the Bill of Rights, which is in Chapter 2 of the Constitution. Then we'll look at inclusivity. Inclusivity means that no one should be excluded because of their gender, age, race, language, disability, etc. So this just means that everyone needs to be included when it either comes to making decisions or anything like that. So businesses can achieve inclusivity by promoting equality, respect, and dignity in the workplace. Then we look at environmental issues. So this then relates to the preserving of a clean, safe, and sustainable environment for both employees and employers. Businesses then need to assess, control, and address all the physical, chemical, and biological factors in the environment. So this is now specifically referring to the workplace. So the business needs to be able to assess, control, and to address any physical, chemical, and biological issues in the workplace. So now, because we are doing business studies, we are mostly focused on workplaces, right? So this is wherever you work. So every workplace has certain human rights. But now what we're looking at here is all the human rights that workplaces need to have. But we're not gonna now. I'm not gonna now explain all of them. I'm just gonna explain a couple of them that are going to be essential for when you guys are writing your trial exams and your final exams, right? So, human rights in the workplace include privacy, respect and dignity, equity or rather equality, freedom of speech and expression, information, freedom of association, free choice of a trade or occupation, labor rights and freedom of assembly or right to protest, freedom of thought and religion, children's rights, freedom to choose your own language or to participate in your own cultural life, freedom of movement, healthcare, food, water and social assistance, fair labor practices, education and training or the universal right to basic education, safety and security, protection and life, freedom to choose your own language, access to labor court and institutions, freedom of slavery, servitude, or forced labor, and voting. So these are just human rights that everyone needs to have in the workplace. So the business needs to comply with these human rights. So, like I mentioned before, I'm not going to explain all the human rights I just spoke about. I think I'm only going to explain about six of them and how they the implications of these human rights in the workplace, right? So we have privacy. So now privacy is a very important part of human rights in the workplace, right? So businesses may not violate the rights of of employees and clients. So business need to ensure that whatever information they obtain from employees and clients needs to remain private. So they should not provide personal information about employees to anyone else. So information on employees who have disclosed their HIV statuses or any other chronic illnesses need to be kept confidential. So if um, someone has now disclosed that they're either HIV positive or they have AIDS or maybe they have cancer or maybe they have a criminal record. So now the business needs to ensure that all that information is kept confidential. So they don't need to tell every single other employee that a certain employee has HIV or a certain employee has a criminal record, right? It is also illegal to read other people's emails or to record conversations unless stated clearly and upfront. So now this is in line with privacy, right? So the business needs to ensure that unless the employee's contract states that their emails and phone call conversations will be recorded, the business has absolutely no right to record or to read that person's emails or conversations, right? Respect and dignity. Businesses must treat all employees with respect and dignity regardless of their socioeconomic status, right? So now this refers to that the business needs to ensure that everyone is treated with respect and dignity. So whether this person maybe is rich and powerful or this person is poor and comes from nothing, so the business needs to ensure that all its employees are treated equally, right? They should not force workers to do embarrassing or degrading work. So now this is where the business needs to ensure that whatever it is that they've hired someone to do, they need to ensure that the tasks handed to that person are in line with the person's job description, right? So the businesses cannot force someone to do something embarrassing or degrading, especially if that thing is not in the job description. Then we move on to equity. Businesses must give equal opportunities and not discriminate against the employees on the basis of gender, race, religion, sexual orientation, etc. So this is now where businesses need to ensure that everyone gets an equal opportunity when it comes to promotions, or they are now appointing maybe a team leader or a manager. They need to ensure that everyone is included and that those promotions are given according to merit, they're given according to experiences and whether that person has the correct qualifications, and not just because maybe a male, they'll be like, okay, I'm going to promote this male because this person is a male. I think they'll do a better job than the person who's a female, but then the female will have more experience or they have more qualifications, right? They need to ensure that equal pay for work of equal value. So whatever it is that the business pays to you as the employee, they need to ensure that it is for the work that you have done. So if now you have done work that amounts to maybe 20,000 for that month, but the business decides no, we're just going to give you 10K because we feel like, okay, but the business is not allowed to do that. They need to ensure that whatever it is that they pay you is for the work that you actually did. They should apply relevant legislation fairly on all levels. So now this is where you look at your EEAs and your BCEAs, and the business needs to ensure that all that legislation is applied fairly on all levels of the business, right? Managers should ensure that no employee suffers because of discrimination. So employees cannot be discriminated against. So this is now going to ensure that everyone is treated equally. Then we move on to freedom of speech and expression. Businesses should allow open communication channels between management and employees. This will ensure that this will ensure effective communication between management and employees. So no one is going to be up, like obviously managers are above employees, but if open communication channels are opened, then everyone is able to voice out their opinions, right? They should give employees a platform to raise their grievances without any victimization. So this will then ensure that people are able to complain and give out their grievances without being victimized, right? An employee should not be punished or discriminated against for voicing their opinion. So now, because you voiced your opinion, it doesn't mean that people in the workplace can now treat you differently because you voiced your opinion against something, or yeah, so things like that. So the business needs to ensure that employees are treated, but if they have complained about something, they are still treated the same regardless of whatever it is that they have complained about. So now we move on to information, right? So workers should have access to information, including all the information held by the government. So these include policies. So every single business has a business policy. So these are like the rules and expectations of each employee that are given by the business, right? They also need to have access to work schedule. So depending on what your contract says or how the business works, then work schedules need to be given out. So for instance, some businesses will give out weekly schedules, some of them will give fortnight schedules, which means they are given over a 2 week period. Others will give out a monthly schedule, right? Employment contracts. So these so now an employment contract is where it will stipulate your working hours. How many hours do you need to work? How much are you getting paid? Are you getting paid per hour? Are you getting paid weekly? Are you getting paid fortnightly? Or are you getting paid monthly? So those are things that are included there. And the labor laws. So your BCEA, your EEA. So these are things that workers need to have access to. So as this information is updated, or new information has been uploaded, the business needs to ensure that the employees keep getting this information. Businesses need to be transparent in their financial statements, and employees may request to see these statements with motivation. So the business now is expected to be transparent in their financial statements, in the sense that they need to ensure that whatever money they spend from the business is going to the right things. So they're not trying to do illegal things, or they are not evading from paying taxes and things like that. And employees are allowed to request for this information, but they need to have valid reasons. So for instance, if you've now maybe realized, okay, maybe I get paid less than everybody else, and you like, okay, but we do the same type of job, why am I getting paid less? You may ask the business to then see those financial statements in order to understand that why is a certain person earning more, but we both do the same type of job, right? Employees should be informed and updated as new information becomes available. So this is now we're talking about the policies, the work schedules, employment contracts, and labor laws. Every time they are updated, the employees need to be informed about these updates, right? Then we move on to safety, security, and protection of life. So employees should work in a safe working environment, free from hazardous products and areas. So this is now where the business needs to ensure that whatever working environment they put employees in, it is safe. So there's no physical harm that can be caused. There can be no chemical harm that can be caused either. The business also needs to provide workers with protective clothing. So these are your gloves and footwear. So depending on the type of business that you have, you need to ensure that if workers are going to be working in maybe less than safe working environments, you need to ensure that you provide those employees with protective clothing. The business also needs to comply to the safety legislation, such as the OHSA and COIDA. So the business needs to comply with these legislation. So whatever it is that is in the OHSA, the business needs to ensure that they follow it to the T, the same as COIDA. They also need to take precautionary measures to ensure employees and their belongings are safe in the workplace. So this is now where the business can maybe provide employees with lockers, and keys, and padlocks, to ensure that whatever it is that they keep within the business is safe. Then we look at social rights of employees in the workplace and ways to promote these social rights. So businesses need to ensure that employees have access to clean water and social security. So the taps that the businesses have need to provide clean water, and there maybe needs to be security when entering and leaving work, just to ensure that everything and everyone is safe. The business needs to encourage employees and provide opportunities for training and basic education. So now, in order to retain employees, employers can do this by providing opportunities for training and basic education. And they also need to register workers with the unemployment insurance fund to ensure that protection is provided in the event that one of the employees now becomes unemployed or someone falls sick, right? They also need to encourage employees to participate in special events such as World AIDS Day and 67 minutes of Mandela Day and things like that. They also can provide healthcare services by establishing site clinics and give employees access to basic medical examinations. Then we look at cultural rights of employees in the workplace and ways to promote those rights. So now cultural rights, the business can provide the environment in which employees are free to use their own language when interacting with others during their free time. So now obviously each business will have a specific language in which they communicate in during working hours, but during the free time, employees should be allowed to use their own languages. They can also encourage employees to participate in cultural activities. They can allow employees to provide solutions to challenges from their own cultural perspective. And regular cultural information sessions will help employees to respect each other's cultures in the workplace. So these information sessions will then allow other employees to get insight on certain cultures, right? So this way, everyone is able to understand cultures and traditions of other people, right? They can also make provision for different cultures, such as the food served in the canteen and entertainment at staff. So now this is where the business needs to ensure that the food served in the canteen is according to everyone's culture. So, for instance, some businesses will have food that is strictly halal, some will be non-halal, things like that. And entertainment and staff functions the entertainment provided needs to be able to accommodate everyone and everyone's culture, right? The business needs to also employ people from various cultural backgrounds, and employees need to be trained on cultural tolerance. Then the last thing we're going to be looking at is implications of equality, respect, and dignity in the workplace, right? So the businesses need to treat all employees equally, regardless of their race, color, age, gender, disability. We just spoke about this. And all workers need to have access to equal opportunities, positions, and resources. Employees and employers need to comply with legislation with regard to equal opportunities and human rights in the workplace. Businesses should develop equity programs and promote strategies to ensure that all employees are treated equally, regardless of status, rank, and power. The mission statement of the business needs to include values of equality and respect. Training, information, and business policies should include issues such as diversity, discrimination, and harassment. So, having all of these things in as part of the business's day-to-day operations, right? This will ensure that all employees are treated equally and everyone has an equal opportunity, and it will also ensure that the business is complying with legislation, so they are not doing anything illegal, right? Employees also need to respond swiftly and fairly to reported incidents of discrimination in the workplace. They also need to ensure that employees work in an environment that is conducive to safety, fairness, and free from embarrassment. Orders and tasks need to be given with respect, and management needs to allow the recipient to have a say in the manner in which the task should be performed. And they also need to treat workers with respect and dignity by recognizing work well done and the value of human capital. So by now complying with all of these rules and regulation, the business is not only able to retain employees, but they're also producing a good public image. So if now the business is complying and ensuring that everyone is treated with fairness, respect, equality, and dignity, the employees of that business will not only boast about the company, so they always be like, "Oh, I work for such a lovely company because we don't have issues such as discrimination or harassment or we're being forced to do embarrassing work." Then other people are going to be like, "Oh, I want to work for that company." Or maybe they now have absolutely amazing products where you're like, "Oh, but I want to go buy a product from that company," because obviously now, because they treat their employees so well, whatever it is that the employees produce, it's also going to be of that standard that the employees are boasting about. So that is it for today's lesson. So guys, I hope you understood everything accordingly. Also just a reminder that Wednesdays are commerce days. So if you need any assistance when it comes to commerce subjects, you will find videos here on the EduRise Empowerment Hub YouTube channel. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please do drop them down below in the comment section, and I will see you guys next week. And that is it for today's lesson.